Yeah, yeah. Hippie soul in the building, man. It's just some part-time chilling, reading a book. Yada yada, boom boom, whatever. To each his own. You dig? So anyway, on this video, I'm gonna make it very short because I wanna talk about like what God is teaching us. You understand? Like I'm not gonna take it the one that they already mentioned in religious books. I'm gonna tell you about the actual realization, you understand, of what is actually happening. What is God teaching us? You understand? So let's forget about school, like in terms of teaching and all that. You understand? Let's focus on well-being. You understand? Well-being. Imagine that you have to know about your well-being. You understand? You have to understand your well-being, which is like what we are actually doing on a daily basis. You understand? Whether you're looking at it from like a food perspective, whether you're looking at it from like a spiritual perspective. You understand? That's what we are all here for, to heal, for well-being. You can put it in all directions. It's still the same thing. You understand? So this is what I mean by that, like we are all here to heal. Understand? So like there's this expression, right, of God that says like God is the expression of like consciousness, right? That says we are like humans, and all the other things that exist are like parts of God experiencing itself. You understand? So it's like it depends on how you look at it, but this is how it is. You understand? For me, when they say that like we are parts of God experiencing itself, you think that okay, if we are parts of God experiencing itself, then where are we? You understand? The ones who say we are, where in that process are we? Are we the observers, meaning are we God, or are we the actual healers? You understand? Things that are working on that process, that are actually acting on that process. So you have to understand that like if like remember when we are on this dimension, right? The God is expressed in duality, right? So you have to understand that like there's always going to be two sides of everything. Every subject is going to be two subjects, which boils down to how it's going for each individual, right? Is it going in your favor or not in your favor? If it's not going in your favor, you make it go in your favor, which is now you are acting. You are no longer experiencing, right? But if you are experiencing, you would be just like sitting there with no intent, with no will. You understand? So, but like that's a different argument. You understand? But I'm just painting the same picture. So we're still going, right? So, like this is what happens now. Since we are healers, right? So, like my point is with what I've just said, like explaining all that, is that like we are both experiencing and manifesting. You understand? So we are God experiencing and manifesting, not just one of those, because people get lost into thinking it's just one of those. No, it's all, but it's just one thing when you look at it from God's perspective. But from this perspective is two things. You understand? Experiencing and observing. You understand? Manifesting and observing. So now we are here to heal, right? We are not here to heal ourselves, because we are not actually healing. We are just aligning some parts of God Understand? The way he, oh, she, I don't even, oh, it made it to be. You understand? The way it programmed it to be. If I can put it in a way that makes sense, So it's like, because now we are not talking about like something that has been created. We are talking about the creator now, right? So it has to make sense that the creator created itself, But how you can also come to that realization if you want to know the answer to that, But you have to understand that, like, since it created itself, now it wants to experience itself, right? So it means that this process, it's in real time. You understand? Like, there's no past or future. It's just now. Like by default, without you even like looking at the sun and the rotations, whatever, transits, whatever. You understand? Without even you looking at that, by default. You understand? So the thing that we are healing, right? It's not even like we are healing. You understand? It's like we are just making these arrangements, these alignments. You understand? We're just making these alignments and jumping into the next. It's like building and then making the alignment, or building, like making that segment to align with the one before. You understand? So like how it's playing out from this dimension is like life, death, life, death, life, death. You understand? Life, life, reincarnation, another way to put it. So like we are here to actually do what God is doing. So that saying that says, as above, so below. We are both experiencing and creating, right? God in its own unit, wherever it is in its own wholeness and everything that it is, right? It's both experiencing and observing itself. Just like me, as I'm speaking like this, I'm also listening to myself. You understand? So I'm both doing and observing, which is manifesting and observing. If I was to speak things that I want to, or things that haven't manifested yet, that I want to manifest, because now I'm speaking about things that are based upon things that have already manifested in my life. Realizations, life experiences, situations, all that. Like you can come, like I want you to take the most regular person in the world, you understand? The most average person, like the most normal person, not even average, because those words are just like limiting. The most normal person, not funny, not all that, just normal. Okay, is that kind of person, he's okay. And you ask that person, like, what's that the one thing that we can all agree to in life? They're gonna tell you that we are both observing and doing. You understand? As I'm speaking, I'm observing. And before I even speak, I've already observed. So it's like it's drilling down before it goes back up. So whatever that is happening to us, it has already happened. You understand? But it's like in the same stream. But we are just on one part of it. You understand? We are just experiencing one part of it. Because we are also learning to be what a unit that can experience and observe it. That can observe and experience itself, aka create itself. You understand? So like you have to think about it. Like when you look at life, you don't have to take whatever that people tell you, right? And then take it for what it is. No, it's true. Whatever that they're telling you, it's a lesson, it's true. But you have to construct it with your actual eye, your third eye, your eye that realizes the truth, the whatever, like it. There is the eye that actually sees things differently from the physical eyes. You understand? So you can account that to being the spiritual eye, whether it is the actual or the artificial, but it is aligned with the spiritual. You understand? Or connected with the spiritual. So that's another video. I also have uploaded some things about it, but that information, you don't need to get lost into it. All you need to know is that we are learning to create, and we are already a creation. You understand? So it's like we are learning to create more, not even create more, because we don't necessarily need to create more. You understand? But we are learning to create so that there's always abundance. Now it drills down to life. We all need abundance so that we can create. But in reality, we have that abundance to create. Hence, we are here. You understand? But like, that's just part one. As I said, you guys, the more you subscribe, I'm gonna reach a point whereby YouTube allows me to live stream, right? And once I do live streams, then we're gonna go deep, because as I'm sharing this information, I'm also traveling in my mind, with my spirit. Remember, this is a mind, a subconscious mind. The universe is a subconscious mind. Understand? But that's another video. So do what you gotta do, guys. Let's raise these subscriptions way. Let's stack them up higher and higher for the good reason. Understand? We're not stacking them up so that maybe I can make money, no, or things like that. We're only stacking them up so that we can expand our consciousness more, further and further and further. Understand? Because we are all lost into things that we don't need, like we don't necessarily need to do on a daily basis. That's why we can't access this information. But once you give yourself time to just be, you're gonna receive this information in abundance. Because that's the actual thing that we are looking for. We are not here for money, all that. Like, I've made peace with all that. You understand? And I never lack all that. I always have. I know where to go if I need all that. Like, instantly. You understand? But I prefer to create my own, like I'm creating everything else. Because I get the satisfaction from that. You understand? And I'm also doing other things. And I'm also having other things to do. That's what you gotta do with your life. You don't have to experience boredom as it actually manifests within most people, because boredom has to be a fun, like, vibration. Understand? You have to feel like when you're bored, it's like you are at a good state of being. You are just relaxing, and you are waiting for things to happen so that they can unbore you, because life is super fun. Like, there's no moment in life that is boring. In reality, there's no moment in life that is boring. You just focus on things that bore you sometimes, but hippie soul in the building, man. Hit that, man. Hit all that, so that we can get and expand our consciousness to a point where you guys don't need to watch my channel. You understand? To come to these realizations yourself. You can just lay there and come to me and say, email me, DM, whatever, and say, this is what happened to me. You are telling the truth. Things like that. It makes me happy to know that at least these things are not happening for me and to me. I understand? Because these are good experiences. Everyone needs them. So like, hit all that, man. Hippie soul in the building, man. See you on the next one, man. Bam!